Owen, go ahead.
Recording in progress.
Well, Scott, I think first and foremost here, just give me your reaction to what we just saw. Pretty amazing knockout from Fedor.
Yeah, that was really special. I mean, I've been in the fight game a long time, man. For him to really deliver in his hometown, in front of all of his fans, I mean, it was really fun to watch. It was a real special night, and like I said, being a promoter for so long, there's a few times that just capture that moment in time, and really this was that night, and it was, I was like, wow, at 45 he could still bring it, and he threw combinations at Tim that I haven't seen for a little while, honestly, and I think that the pressure of him being at home really helped him, and he's even when I saw him yesterday, he seems so focused, and I think a lot was riding on the line for him. He's here, and he's proud to be here, and all his people are here. It was just an amazing night. I mean, it was like, wow, it's unbelievable.
I know when this fight was made, everybody had an opinion, and we had talked about that quite a bit. Do you feel like this is exactly why this fight was made, that Fedor still does have some left in the tank, and you just kind of had to see how it played out?
I mean, I don't know if, yeah, I can't remember last time Tim was knocked out, or if he's ever been knocked out like that. And Fedor, I mean, he threw some combinations at Tim that I was like, man, his hand speed is still there, and his twitch speed is still there. And so, he proved it. He proved that why, to me, he's still the greatest of all time. And, I was, sitting around David Green and Javier Mendez and Habib, and we were just talking about, Jesus, unbelievable. At 45, he still can bring it like that. It's unbelievable. It's like, time just stopped for him.
And I know you might not, this obviously just happened, so you might not have a roadmap yet, but it bodes the question. I mean, he just beat the #2 guy in the division. Is a title shot next? Do you feel like, what do you think this final fight is going to be? What are the stakes here?
I'll tell you, I haven't talked to Fedor about it. I just want to enjoy this moment, and I think he just wants to enjoy this moment. So, talk to us in maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll have an answer for you.
Last one for me, I got to ask you about Usman Nurmagomedov too. Looking very good. Another quick finisher. Him. Do you think it's time for a step up in competition for him?
Yeah, absolutely. I was sitting down talking to Javier Mendez, and he said, man, Scott, I'm telling you, this kid has it all. And he's trained, some of the greatest in the sport. And to me, he has one of the best, gyms in the history of MMA. If you really think about how many champions have come out of that gym in San Jose. And we had a little chat, before the final started, before Fedor's fight. And he just told me, he goes, look, Coker, I'm telling you, man, this kid's got it. A couple more fights, which to me, you saw one of them, but he said he's ready to step it up and take it to the next level. But I think he's thinking a couple more fights and then go right for the title.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks very much. And Scott, congratulations on the event tonight. Great showing in Moscow, first card there. First of all, I want to start with the co-main event. Spoke to Said Soma. He said he's willing to run that fight back. Is that something that you'd be interested in, or do you think he showed enough to say, hey, he was definitively winning that fight?
I mean, I think they should run it back. Of course, this is, we're just talking now because I haven't spoken to the athletes, but I think that fight was really close, in my opinion. And, unfortunately, the finger got dislocated, and when he first did it, I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's what a kind of an anticlimactic way to end that fight. But, at the end of the day, as much as we would like to have the fighters continue, health and safety is number one. And I would not want to put Minikoff in a situation where he could have got, knocked out or hurt more because he couldn't defend himself. And that's not what we're here for. We're here to make sure that the athletes have the safety of our company and the safety of the athletic commission that was here, and they made the right call.
And in terms of just the Russian event, just give us your thoughts overall on how that went, and how soon are you planning to perhaps return to Moscow or even St. Petersburg or another venue?
I'll tell you, we had such great partners here. We had Sav Entertainment, Nadia, who was our partner in the Moscow market. And she's been a tremendous help navigating us through, the trials and tribulations of maybe not being as big because we had such a great partner. And then we have our Oko TV deal here, which they've been great partners. And We had Winline online betting for the first time here. So we had some great sponsorships, some great attendance. But when I think about the expansion of Bellator, really it started, probably 3-4 years ago when we said, okay, we're going to start expanding, and we're going to Europe. We went to the UK, went to Ireland, went to Italy, went to Hungary, went to Tel Aviv, been to Tokyo, and now we could put, the Russia market in our hat, and I think we did a great job. And we'll definitely be back, and would like to build a business here. I think you'll see Bellator come to Russia, a couple times a year minimum, and we're definitely going to keep our eye out for the next up and coming talent here, because there are so many gyms here, so many great fighters here, and when you look at our roster, we have so many great Russian fighters. That's one of the reasons why we decided to come. But really, the main reason was, Fedor, even back as far back as Strikeforce, he always said, "Hey, come to Russia. I want you to see my homeland." And I was like, yeah, like, we will get there one day. But to finally get here and to have that victory the way that it unfolded for him here in his hometown with his fans, really a special night, and put a check on that bucket list.
All right. Thanks very much, Scott.
Joe?
Hi, Scott. First time speaking to you, so pleasure to introduce myself. It's almost like at this point we can never expect anything else from Fedor. How long do you see him fighting on for? How many fights, if you could kind of put that map out there right now?
Well, we have scheduled one more fight for him, but I know him. He's I don't know. He looked really good. Like you said, he beat our number 2 or number 3 contender. But let him enjoy the victory, and let him really savor this thing, and then we'll revisit with him maybe in a month. But I think the next day we'll probably schedule it in early next year, or maybe spring of next year, and that's when you'll see Fedor fight again.
And you just spoke about expanding the business and coming to the UK and Ireland. That being from the UK, I feel like I have to ask you, what's the next move coming to the UK and MVP? Do you have any plans for MVP and coming back to the UK as well?
Yeah, we're definitely starting dialogue with MVP, about his next fight there in London. So that will definitely happen sometime. I want to say, again, first, second quarter of 22. So that'll be on the books. We definitely plan to go back to Ireland. I think you'll see us go back to Paris, Tokyo, and come back to Russia. So we're going to be very busy next year.
A couple more here. Kobe?
Hi, Scott. First time talking. Pleasure to talk to you. Great event, great card. I just want to know if there's anyone that stood out to you in the prelims.
I tell you, when you saw prelims, you talking about the undercard, or you talking about the
undercard? The undercard.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Unfortunately, I got here a little bit late due to traffic, but I think that when I look at the main card, which I was here for, that was the guys that impressed me really were Minikov. Still looked very fast to me, and still looked like he could really punch and really hit super hard. So I think that he's still going to be a force to be reckoned with. But I think that the Tokov fight, that was to me a really, really good matchup. And so I think that the fighter that lost, Sharif, didn't lose any stock. I thought that was a great back and forth fight. And then Usman, I thought that he performed like he was supposed to. And then we talked about Minikov, and then there was Fedor. But I think that when you look down the roster of fighters here from Bellator, I was hoping Koreshkov could have fought tonight, but it didn't work out because his opponent got hurt or got sick. But we're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna bring all the guns again next time we come here to Moscow.
Nice. And your pool of bantamweights is ridiculous. Do you have a number of how many fighters you want in that event coming up?
When you say event, which event?
The Grand Prix.
Well, that hasn't been confirmed yet, but I can tell you that it's definitely looking good. That's going to head in that direction. But I would really like to stick to an 8-man tournament. and maybe we'll leave a slot and have 2 fighters fight for that last slot. That or maybe number 8, and number 9, and we'll have them fight for that slot. But yeah, our 135-pound division, especially with the signing of Horiguchi, is going to be amazing. And when I look at our 45s, I mean, I think we got the best fighter in the world at 45. Now at 35, I think I could say I feel we have the best 35-pound division as a whole in any MMA company. So we're gonna let those guys get it on, and we're gonna have some exciting announcements happening in 2022.
All right, Scott, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Recording stop.